Ooh. Ooh, wait, this color is nice. Which one do we do? We've looked at this before. This is nothing new, it's just new colors. So we're just taking a look at new colors. This is not really gonna be like a... Well, actually, we can technically make it a sort of new review. They've changed the PCB a smidge by offering a solder PCB as just like an extra thing. But they have new colors. They have burgundy and lime green. If you guys don't know, Ordinary Labs does the cables. They sponsor us because of the cables here. Is that gonna change what I think? Absolutely not. Dymium pioneered ball catch? No. The Dymium uses magnets. This board I actually gave a lot of feedback to when it was a prototype, because it was a board that I felt like if it stayed the same, it wouldn't have been good. But since they listened to a lot of feedback, they actually made the board more affordable and they made the board better. Oh wait, what color is this one? Oh, I didn't want to do this color. Okay, hold on. I want to do this color here. They sent over two. I'm probably going to build one, and then I'm going to ask them if they need to be sent back. If they don't, I'm going to build the other one for a giveaway. This is how the box for this looks like. I kind of want to talk about this one little thing with keyboards. I want your guys' opinion. I'm in the boat of I prefer hard shell cases, right? I've heard a lot from you guys that it doesn't matter because you'd rather throw away the packaging and the hard shell cases just kind of sit there anyways. Question: if it meant spending, if it means like the keyboard can be $5 to $10 less, do you guys want cardboard with foam or would you guys want hard shell? Please keep in mind this is a very biased question for a lot of you guys here because I'm pretty positive everyone here probably has a keyboard or two, so maybe we just don't need hard shell cases. So keep that bias in mind. Maybe someone who doesn't have one wants a hard shell. Hell, I have tons. I still prefer hard shells, even though I have too many. But yeah, pretty clean packaging for this. Even the first one had this, nicely labeled. I really like this in keyboards, by the way. Even if they put things in little baggies that label what's what. I love that, dude. It just makes organizing things a lot easier. So this keyboard here, if you guys aren't not aware, this is by Ordinary Labs. It uses magnets as an enclosure. It also is, I'd say, like a pretty standard build other than just using magnets. It's a pretty looking keyboard. It's now at $280, and I think even these new colors are going to be the exact same. Sorry, $275. The new colors should be the exact same, which is great. $275 eventually in stock, because I think these comes out soon. In stock board, I'm never going to be mad at. Never. One thing that I do wish they did do, which I guess is more my my little gripe here personally, I do wish they gave you an option to buy the solder version with the board, opposed to having this as a side choice that you have to spend extra money on. Because they don't even sell the PCB separately. They sell it with like a plate combo bundle. It's $60, which can be seen as a bad or good deal. I think it's a bit on the high side personally, but I mean, it's an extra purchase for the solder one. It does come with a hot swap PCB though. In stock though, never gonna be mad at that. I do want to take a look at the case first, because this is a lime green color, which lime green is tough to pull off, man. I'm so curious if they can pull off a good lime green case. Hold on, did they pull this off? I don't know if this is considered lime green, but it's like an anodized green. It's still pretty nice. This reminds me a little bit of the Gios Round 2 board. It's still a nice looking green though. What color was the other board? Do you guys want to see what the other one was? It's a burgundy. Ooh, wait, this color is nice. Which one do we do? You guys want the burgundy today? The burgundy kind of smacks. Okay, yeah, we'll take it. We'll do the burgundy today. All right. So, if memory serves as well, and well, not if memory serves, I know for a fact the original one had flex cuts on the PCB, and after feedback from myself and I think a few other people, they ended up offering, you know, like the Cycle 7 has the flex cut plugs? Well, they ended up offering it now. I'm wondering if they added flex cut plugs in this, because that would be a big pog if they did, because it still looks like the OG PCB has flex cuts. It's a 1.6mm PCB, but I'm still curious to see if they had them. So the flex cut plugs are basically just silicone plugs. They worked amazing on the Cycle 7, and then they did them. And originally that was just an extra purchase. I don't think... Oh, and it comes with one of their cables too. I don't think it comes with the flex cut plugs. It does not, but you know what? I'm going to mention that to them. We're not using the hot swap PCB today. but I will tell them that, hey, maybe we should add these to this box, because I don't feel like that's, I feel like it's a bit of a miss that they missed that, putting that in the box. I'm always in the mindset that it's really good to allow as much customization as you can with your base product. You know what I mean? There is 2 brands, and one's a little bit biased, that offer really good stock cables. Ordinary Labs, they offer the really nice ones that I use all the time. Love these cables. And the classic TKL, I know it's biased because I work for Novel Keys, but I got to admit that stock cable's pretty hot too. Yeah, but it's really nice that they include these in the box. These are awesome cables. I love these cables. The stock plate, just to show you guys here. And then they give you 2 different plates for this build in the stock kit, plus a bunch of foams. It's a color matched, obviously this is for the lime package. Color matched plates and a polycarbonate plate. And I'm gonna be using the solder PCB for this today, guys. All right, so this is the case for this one here. This has a brushed weight to this. Sorry, I got some fingerprints on it already. I apologize. It's a brushed weight with the Ordinary Labs logo on the back. I do like this color. I love the way, even this curve on, like this back piece has a little bit of a curve to it. And the way that light catches this is very premium feeling. Yeah, this might be one of the nicer burgundy colors I've seen in a long time. It's a nice shape. I liked the original board for this shape as well. Side profile is pretty nice on this too. It has a bit of a notch right over here, which is kind of fun. Kind of adds to the side profile. But it's, you know, if you want to take away this little notch over here. Basic box on wedge shape with a little bit of a lip here on the back. That's all. It's pretty nice. And then front height, you know, I don't really remember. We'll take a look at the website, but it's always nice just to check my own measurements. Yeah, front height is about 18 to 19 millimeters. Pretty nice, can't complain there. And then it's mounted with magnets. Again, there's no real change between this and the original. I think nothing at all, not even the contents of the packaging. The magnets are really strong on this. On the OG prototypes I got, they were pretty weak. Apparently there was just a problem with manufacturing the original prototype and they caught that right away. Just a magnetic kind of clip here. No catch balls, nothing like that. And then it is like a gasket mounted, but it kind of uses its own sort of gasket system. This is what's new, the solder PCB. Nice layout options here, tons of them. And then also ISO support. Let's go. Very, very nice. Perky RGB2, which, I mean, you may or may not like. I will admit, the only piece I'm a little concerned about PCB-wise is right here. I don't love how this diode is sitting underneath the stab, but it should be fine. You just got to be careful as you insert it there. Yeah, the burgundy is nice. It's a nice color. But lots of compatibility. Good for them, finally. Happy to see this for this board. Nice, nice, nice. Interesting. Interesting way they did the 7U spacebar here. Does that mean this is a 2 keycap left? Oh, so it's more of like a centered 7U, is it? Interesting. Okay, we'll build this in 7U and see how this looks, because I think the original one was only 6.25U. And we have our plate. We're just going to use this guy for the plate. We're going to use aluminum today. Nice standard aluminum. Again, nothing has changed with the original. This part here I'm still not 100% sold on, but they still have the logo on the front. I guess it's kind of optional in a way, but a bit of a missed opportunity. I'll say the same thing I said the first time. A smidge of a missed opportunity for them to do a magnetic logo here, because right now it's just an adhesive in which you have to just make sure you put it on right. Let me just make sure I am. Just a bit of an adhesive here, kind of color matched the rest, but not a big deal. Would have liked to see this as a magnet. Also, I have been in love with just small little bump-on feet again. A little note here too. I mean, again, nothing's changed from the first one. Just want to reiterate that for the umpteenth time. It's a non-standard PCB daughter board here. Again, my hope, if Ordinary Labs one day just goes, no more Dymium, make these open source, please. For future, for anyone doing keyboard runs, if how possible, if it's just a standard daughter board, maybe stick with something universal. It's just easier for people who buy boards to replace parts. That's really, at the end of the day, all that I will say. I think I lubed enough for these today. So I think this layout's a little different. We'll have to fiddle around with this because I'm not too sure how this particular layout on the bottom would work. Perfect. Now, this is more what I don't get. So that goes there for sure. And is it just All right, so this is how the bottom row would look for this. Yeah, so I don't know if this is going to be for everyone here. I guess I don't mind it just because actually for my Mac computer, I would mind this personally. So I would probably end up building this with a 6.25U myself. It is a bit of an odd bottom row for the solder. I wonder why they just didn't shift it over and do like the standard 65 style. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I don't even know how I feel about it. I guess it's supposed to be more centered. I guess we'll have to see and find out. All right, let's warm up my iron and let's start soldering. One thing I do recommend if you guys are soldering your own boards, just make sure everything's pressed against the PCB properly. Believe it or not, that is like one of those common mistakes that I see with keyboards. People don't press their stuff against the PCB and then the sound profile is a little bit off in the way they build it, and then they kind of blame the board. Sometimes it's just the way you assemble it too. All right, this should be soldered in all nice and nice here. This is an aluminum plate. So this is their solder PCB, which unfortunately is not included in the, or not even an option with the base. I really do wish they would add this as an option, you know, just so you can pick whether or not you want the solder or the hot swap. Or at the very least, like I said, with the hot swap unit, I mentioned it to Ordinary Labs when they were in chat earlier. I think it would be very smart of them to include the flex cut plugs, include it in the package. I know with the original, that was more of like an afterthought because they were still developing it because they already had made in-stock product. I do think that either include the flex cut plugs or give people the option to buy solder. All right, so here's the gasket system they use. Again, we've looked at this. These gaskets actually work pretty nicely and you can kind of just pick and choose where you want them. There is one, you know what? I get that they can't switch it now, but for the future projects of them, I always recommend putting this here and one here. Get them out from underneath the space bars. Let's just not put one there. I think we did that last time and it sounded fine. That's the one benefit. I'm not really super critical of this when it comes to removable gaskets, but when it comes to adhesive gaskets, yes, super critical about this. Top mount, I will never touch this though. Top mount, I think it's just a bad place to put it. Gaskets kind of varies. Sometimes it even sounds good when you put one underneath there, depending on how soft the gasket is, but yeah, typically that's a no-no. Now let's get the screws and screw in some of these guys. Pretty easy assembly, by the way, guys. You push in a little bit of these things. There's 2 screws in this entire build. 2 screws, it assembles with magnets. The magnets are really strong, but if you lift it up, it's fine. I would not probably grab this by the frame and shake it around. All right, so far, before we put the keycaps on, this is a very small gripe, but also I think a very valid point here. Okay, I can never get these on nicely. Sorry. My bad, I clicked the wrong button. Anyways, let me finish my point here. Small gripe with this over here. I don't love pressing knobs. Sometimes they slot in really nicely, but for example, this one here kind of needs some working in to go in. So it is what it is. Magnets are strong enough, but I mean, like, again, you can pick this up, you can move this around, no problem from place to place. You know, if you guys don't believe me, you can just watch from this. You know, you can pick it up by the frame because there's no seam on the frame here. However, if you do, you are gonna make the magnets disconnect over here. Pretty strong though for what it is, because they're actually pretty small magnets if you look at them. They're pretty small magnets. They're actually not too big. Some other things I want to point about the keyboard. Again, I think I'm just reiterating a lot of the information that I mentioned during the first one, but here, we'll go through everything. First of all, love their new color choices. The entire keyboard itself looks nice. The knob is a preference thing. I'm personally not very into knobs these days. I think this kind of goes back and forth for me. So a knob is not something I'm actively looking inside for or looking for a keyboard. Again, preference-based thing. It is what it is with the knob. You can love it or hate it. This may make or break your purchase, right? But I do like the way the frame looks. The side profile is very, very nice. It really is. It's a nice side profile. Has a little notch over here, which I thought was pretty. It's a seamless design for the most part. And then I love this kind of curve on the back over here. About 18 to 19 millimeter front height, which is awesome. Just use this small little bump on feet. Great. They come with some black ones. You can switch them for clear ones. This is fantastic because these are easy to pick up in the future. So great there. The ano is fantastic on this. This is something that's a personal preference. I actually don't love brushed weights or brushed brass or brushed stainless steel. It's usually not my preference choice, but you know what? They've made it work in this case. It looks good, the brushed. It's not super noticeable, but it's there. Like if you don't like the brushed aesthetic, maybe not for you. Again, with the PCB, if they want to keep the hot swap one, would love for them to put in the, what's it called?
If I had known there would be a burger.
And then on top of that, I would love for them to give you the option of buying a solder with the kit. I do like the fact they give you 2 different plates with the board though. That's fun too. You don't have to think about what plate you want. You just get every plate available. $275. Not bad. Machining is good on this. The color's good on this. The ano rather. It's nice. It's very nice. Oh yeah, and then the last thing I didn't like about this, to a certain degree, but maybe it's just ultimately something no one gives a shit about. Missed opportunity for magnetic badges. It's a magnetic keyboard, but then they put an adhesive badge. Really big missed opportunity to put something like, you know, a badge that maybe you can print something off and I don't know, maybe put some sort of sticker on it yourself type thing, or I don't know, make something yourself with magnets. Missed opportunity there. I said the exact same thing the first time I reviewed it though. All right, let's go take a look at some keycaps. So the only new thing we're doing is a soldered PCB with no flex cuts and no flex cut plugs. That is the only new thing we're doing. This is one of the nicer shades of burgundy, is what they're calling it. I really like it. It looks great. It's a good combo. It just feels very classy. Let's see how it sounds now. I really like the fact that they decided to revamp this with the solderable PCB, finally. God, I wish more people would just make solderable PCBs available. Again, would like for it to be in the box though as an option. So we're using Nixies here. This is the Dymium 65 and aluminum plate. We're using all of the gaskets except for the one that's underneath the space bar. Okay, I can confidently say the alphas already sound better than the Dymium with the hot swap plate. Ooh. Oh, wait a sec. This sounds way better with the solid solderable plate, or sorry, PCB and the aluminum plate. Like this sounds miles better than the, I mean, I didn't really get to try the flex cuts with this particular switch combo, the flex cut plugs rather, but even with the plugs, I think this sounds way better. It has a lot of undertone for the bass as well while maintaining it's pretty soft with those gaskets too. No, this is really nice. I think they killed it with this now. I think with the solderable PCB, they nailed the burgundy color on this. It's a really good burgundy. I think I've maybe seen one other keyboard with this particular color. It is pretty nice though. It is like definitely a W for color. Typing feels relatively soft with those gaskets. I would say leans like more towards a medium firmness, but definitely softer than having something like a top mount or even just using, just like most of the other silicone gaskets that we've used. The gasket shape is more just like a T on both ends. Like it's just a little bit of a different shape, so it gives it a little bit more bounce. You can kind of see it moves on its own just a smidge. I think the only other thing I would like to see on this particular case, kind of in looking at it now, see how you can kind of see the switches there? I think dropping this in like a millimeter or two would also go a long way. Although not completely noticeable when you just type on it like normal, but just dropping this down just 1 more millimeter, maybe that just means adjusting the gaskets to be a little bit smaller in a way, I think would go a long way too. Sounds nice though. Definitely an improvement from just the PCB alone. And this is why I always advocate for 1.6 mil standard solder PCBs. It is one of the nicer sounding PCBs you can get. Just if you like the sound profile I like. Anyways, just to cover myself there. That's all. But it's pretty good. As it is right now, $275. Not a bad pickup. Fun stream today. I hope everyone else had a good time. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye, everyone. Love you. Bye.